Yo, it's Cass and Chris. We got you in the mix. Yeah. We say goodbye to the gloominess and the rain. Bright-eyed pupils when we peep the waves. Until we get sipping our local IPA. Welcome to the city built for leisure and play. Cause we're living.
All right, I'm just posting an Instagram. You can see Cassie rocking out. If you guys don't know what it is, it's the song from our podcast, intro song. It's a hit, dude. It's a smash hit. It's top of charts in the San Diego. As far as podcast intros go for San Diego podcast, it's definitely in the top 3. It's moving up the charts. Yeah, it came out hot. So if you guys haven't heard it,
I wish it was a thing. It'd be fun.
Yeah, it is. We're making it right now. There's only a handful of San Diego podcasts, so we're definitely in the top 10. We made it. Welcome back, my friends. Another edition of Livin in San Diego, where we talk all things about, you guessed it, living in San Diego. And today we're going to get into our recent trip to a local stadium right here in San Diego. Give you the rundown, what we did, local eats, local treats, kind of the current standings. Cassie was saying the allure has faded
A little bit.
but we're talking about Snapdragon Stadium. We're getting into San Diego FC a little bit, but also one other thing that I got into this weekend, which was super fun. So let's dive into it. I'm Chris Erickson. We got Cassidy Lewis over on the ones and twos, mixing it up over there.
Yo.
How was the weekend, sir?
It was good. Yeah, I mean, it was a busy one. A ton of sports, it's kind of like how we always want our weekends.
Mm-hmm.
So went from 2 good playoff-like games.
Playoff atmosphere.
Playoff atmosphere for my boys. 2 baseball games back-to-back. Straight down to Snapdragon for a little soccer. And then the next day, all day at Petco Park, watching the Padres lose to the Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah. They snapped their 4-game slide last night, though.
Against the Giants. I know.
Yeah. And you're heading down today?
Yeah, we're going down for a
You're
day
rocking
game.
The new Gigantes
City Connect.
City Connect.
Yep.
When do we decide when the Padres are coming out? Is it next year
I think it's all next year.
Next year. So why did Giants get one earlier?
I think they're all just on different schedules.
Yeah.
Like the Giants got their first one in one of the first rounds of jerseys. Did you see the Chicago White Sox new one?
I did not.
It looks like it's inspired by the Chicago Bulls.
Okay. I saw that. I think it was on Instagram. I saw the headline or something, but I didn't click into it.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like an old Bulls jersey.
Yeah, it's like red with black stripes.
That seems about right for the White Sox.
And it says Chicago just like it did on the Bulls jersey.
So they basically just made the Bulls jersey.
Yeah. It's really cool looking that.
Oh, what's the Giants one again?
Which what's this one? Describe it.
Yeah.
So it's like based on the music scene in San Francisco. So it's supposed to be a little bit hippie-ish and a little bit kind of that underground music scene, and a lot of the colors are kind of a little different. They're not Giants colors. I mean, there's a little bit orange, but there's a lot of pink and purple, and it's cool. I like it.
And the matching hat. That's the new lid.
The matching hat with the crazy tie-dye-ish brim, and yeah.
Are you wearing that to the game?
Yes. Me and Bray will be rocking it.
Your whole crew had you guys are the Giants,
hats.
but no, you guys when you guys went down to the game on you guys it was at a Rays Padres game, but since you guys are the Giants, the whole crew of Giants were there.
Yeah. All of Cam's teammates switched to their Padre gear.
Okay.
After.
Good.
And a handful of the little guys did too.
Yeah. How do they feel? Because I'm sure not all of them are Giants fans like you Giant honks. But,
no, except for Tyson and his.
Oh yeah. Okay. So you got 2 out of how many kids are on the team? 12.
12.
2 out of 12.
Yeah.
Do they just like roll it in the dirt? Like just basically take it off right after the game? Like, oh, this is gross.
So we have at least one player where they're diehard Dodger fans. Mm-hmm. So yes, his dad is one of our coaches and says that he burns them after every season. So
good.
This offseason, I'm like, why do you need a hat? He's like, because I threw it away.
Put on a Giants or a Dodgers shirt underneath or something.
Yeah, exactly.
That's definitely what I would do. I remember right when we were in Little League, at least in San Marcos, whatever that must have been the early 90s ish,
Yeah.
mid 90s, when they actually started going from like, what's the Allen Brothers Mortuary, like the local companies to actual teams. And that's like when we had expansion teams. So we were the Diamondbacks at one point. I don't know who else we were. Who else were you?
I know we were the Cardinals. I still have my old Cardinals jacket.
Yeah.
Because we got like those cool shiny button-up jackets.
Oh, you guys went all
Players.
out, huh?
That's the only one I can remember having that. I know as the Pirates at some point. I don't remember like the National League.
Oh yeah, I was a Pirates as well.
Yeah,
one time.
Pirates seems like it was always a team. But yeah, I think those are the ones I remember the most.
Yeah.
I think maybe the Reds also.
Yeah.
And some of those old school teams.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cool. Get to rock actually some real gear. Because I don't think it was a thing before that. And then MLB must have got involved in Little League at some point.
Yeah.
But, all right. So we both ended up before we get into FC, I ended up somewhere else this weekend. I met my buddy over at the Del Mar, I don't even know what it's called, Golf Center, where
Like
Pelly's is.
yeah.
Yeah, and they have a ton of, big old range there. If you're driving down the 5 freeway, right when you get to Via de la Valle, look off to the east, or to the west rather, and it's right there, hitting into dirt. It's kind of ugly. It's kind of an ugly setup, but it works.
There are some targets.
Yeah, there are some. Yeah, you got the big old nets and stuff. But last time we went, it was like a Sunday. And have you been there for Pelly's? Yeah, have
I've
you
been
ever
there
gone
for
to
Pelly's.
hit some balls?
A million years ago.
Okay,
like it's been years.
The place is packed. Like definitely weekends. It was like we had to wait for. We were hitting off the dirt first, the grass, but it was basically a bog. It was pretty nasty. So mud flying everywhere. So we're like, let's go see if one of the artificial turf things were open. So we waited. Yeah, found one. So we just shared one. Hit a few balls there. It's cool. They got a little snack shack. Grab a beer, whatever. This time we rented out one of the booths, and it's got a shot tracer. And so you get to play games and stuff. It was awesome. It was a much better experience.
All right.
It was just 2 of us, but you get up to 5 people in there. It was $70 for 2 hours, so $35 an hour.
That's not bad.
All you do, you got your own little bay. And we went somewhat early. We went 11:30ish, 11:15. It was before the FC game. Went there, did that. You could play. Initially, we just did like some chipping contests, like closest to pin, and then we played like 9 holes at. Might have been. No, I think it was either Torrey or where he used to work out in Pennsylvania. But I was raking the ball. It was great. I didn't download the app. I should have to actually have some stats for you guys, but it felt like I was crushing it, but it was going, 250 or whatever into the wind, by the way. Uphill both ways. But yeah, then it goes, 1 up, 2 up, 3 up. And then as you get closer, there's about 60 yards away. There's one of those nets, one of the targets. And it's all right. Closest to the pin. If you make it, if you actually hit the target, like it traces it over there. I still don't know how I did it. Cause there's something up above. You just wave your ball in front of the basket and the ball pops out. It's pretty cool. But if you make it in the net, it's whatever your shot is. If you're going for birdie, if not, if par. And if you make it in the outside circle, which is a little bit bigger, then you get additional shot. And if you miss it, then obviously you get 2 shots. So it was super fun. And then you can play target golf where you just are actually aiming at all those things. So highly recommend it. It'd be super fun. 2 is good. Maybe 3. I think once you get like 4, it's a lot of waiting, that kind of stuff. Just kind of going back and forth was pretty fun. So
waiting, if you have some beers, is not the end of the world.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. But it was still like, I don't know. I probably had one of my best rounds ever. I think I shot like 1 over on 9, so it's pretty good. Doesn't include putting.
I was
obviously.
just gonna say putting is a big part of the game, and I'm guessing you're not up there putting on the simulator.
Once you get to putting, you're chipping in from. I think it gives you that 59 yard, and then if you go in, like I said, you go from there. So, anyways, something to do this weekend. We're gonna go check out another golf place today. Potential co-work office, potential podcast studio, potential, I don't know, just place to hang. It's a Bermuda Club up in Carlsbad. So we'll have the full report on that next week. But they have golf simulators. They have events there. They have all kinds of stuff. So, and it's relatively affordable from what I heard. So we'll report back. Cassidy will give you the full report next week.
How about both of us make the full report instead of just me?
Okay, we can do that. But looking forward to that. We're going to hit that right after the podcast today. But after that, we did hit up Snapdragon. You've been there a few times, so you kind of had an idea. This is my first shot there. And I was just kind of looking. It's obviously like the same-ish setup as Qualcomm. Big parking lot off the trolley station, obviously newer. I think it was kind of funky as you're coming off. If you came down Friars and like the stadium's like right on the road, it's like wide open.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like it'd be like set back a little bit or something. It's like, oh, you're like inside the stadium and there's no, there's no overhangs, there's no coverage. So it's just like wide open stadium.
Yeah.
But once you get there, it was, parking was super easy. Were you guys in a dirt lot or was there, I don't know all the lots. There was like a grass lot, a dirt lot, a paved lot.
Yeah, we've been in the dirt lot every time.
Okay.
So I think it's called the orange lot.
The orange lot.
Yep.
Okay.
And it was great because it was sprinkling when we got there. It was raining a little bit. So it wasn't super dusty because most of the times we've been there, it's like close your windows, don't breathe. Like when you're walking to the path, you're like completely covered in dirt. So it was nice.
All right. So that a pro tip: if it's raining a little bit, you go not too much though. Then you're gonna get in the mud. So just a little drizzle like we had on Saturday. And then there was like a grass lot, which looked pretty cool. It kind of reminded me when we went out to visit my brother in Kansas. He was playing at a smaller football college, Tabor College. Shout out Tabor, out in Kansas. And we ended up going to, it was not too far from Kansas City, so we caught a Charger game out there. But when you park, it's like there's like a lot of grass areas, a lot of grass fields. We actually parked kind of, I think, almost at a 7-Eleven. I don't know. It was a weird kind of setup, but it was a lot different than, if you remember Qualcomm. Boom, it's just a huge
Giant lot.
asphalt
lot.
This was a little bit different. You had grass spots and, it was pretty cool. Which other I think, where else did I go? Rose Bowl maybe is like that. I think I went to a UCLA game up there. It's kind of same-ish vibe.
You would hope at some point they pave the rest of the lot at Snapdragon.
Like where you are?
Yeah.
Well, dude, I think that's what we'll get into that in a little bit. I think that entire place is going to be built out. Like, did you see right when you walk in, there's the big FC medallion or whatever logo where you take pictures, but right in front of that, SDSU, and then they have a rendering of what's going to be there. And so I looked it up. I mean, I've seen it before, but it's a ton of. Hold on, I'll bring it up on my phone. Let me get a drink.
Yeah,
had a little bit of a sore throat lately, or not a sore throat, but a little cold.
Yeah. We still haven't been to an SDSU game there too. We got to do that next year. With any luck, they improve this off season. Although football's getting weird
with like recruiting and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me bring it up here real quick. What's actually going in there? Because it's a lot.
The development is not over.
No, basically that's why I don't think they'll probably pave that and we'll put a shot on a rendering on our Instagram. So Livin in San Diego, go check that out, and I'll put a reel up of everything we're talking about right now. But as far as the new development goes, it's going to be like an extension partially of San Diego State, San Diego SDSU Mission Valley. But scrolling. Hold on, I got a lot of info here. Because it's going to be some residential. All right. So the area surrounding Snapdragon is in the midst of a transformative development led by San Diego State University. The stadium is the first piece of a larger SDSU Mission Valley campus expansion, which will unfold over the coming years to create a mixed-use community of education, residential, commercial, and recreational spaces on the former Qualcomm Stadium site. They're going to have a new campus and innovation district. So SDSU is developing an innovation district with roughly 1.6 million square feet of research. That seems like a lot of square feet. Technology and office space. It's going to enable the university to partner with industry on research facilities and expand into academic reach in fields like science, engineering, and entrepreneurship. Essentially a new satellite campus. will rise just west of the stadium. So bringing students, or faculty, and high-tech companies together in a modern research housing or research buildings. I think they're going to, I don't know if they've started it or if it's in production, but a potential bridge across as well.
Oh, wow.
Connecting the main campus to this one. Housing developments up to 4,600 new residential units are planned for the Mission Valley site, with a commitment to 10% of these being affordable. In 2023, the first housing project got the green light. It's a 7-story building. The other is a large mixed-use residential and retail development by Avalon Bay Communities. The project will include 621 apartments, approximately 30,000 square foot of ground retail space, and notably will feature a grocery store. They're expected to break ground soon, and they're going to start like in the mid 2024, which I don't know. I didn't see anything being built out there. So commercial and retail amenities. So excuse me, develop up to 95,000 square foot of retail space, shops, restaurants, services and support residents and visitors, grocery store, mixed use, all that kind of stuff. A hotel and conference center, parks and open space. Mission Valley River Park, a 34-acre park along the San Diego River. It actually said it just opened in late 2023, so it must be pushed back a little bit further on the other side. Multi-use sports fields, 4 miles of walking and biking trails, 80 acres of total open space, a 50-yard line plaza outside the stadium, Kaiser Permanente Thrive Park, all kinds of stuff. So obviously the trolleys are going right there too. So, and then one anticipated project is the Fenton Parkway Bridge over the river to improve local road circulation, which has been discussed as part of the infrastructure upgrades. Additionally, the site's proximity to I-5 and I-15 means any new developments come with coordinated plans to handle freeways and access and signage. So, and then the SDSU campus expansion. So all that. And if you look at the renderings, it's like, I was like, because where we parked, Purple Lot maybe, that was one of the asphalt. That's like, I was trying to think of where it was in comparison to Qualcomm, like, you know, A7 or whatever. Like we used to have like our little sections, which we knew where we were, F, whatever it was. But it was one of the pavement ones. It was one of the bigger ones. And then you have the dirt, and then you have the grass, and none of those were there anymore. So I was like, I don't know where anybody's parking, but obviously they have it. I don't know. Did everybody trolley it in? Not sure what's going to happen there.
Yeah, maybe parking structure too, as part of all that.
Maybe.
I mean, it didn't say.
I mean,
that,
they
but
probably
you
have to have
parking.
something, right? Yeah.
Because not everybody can Uber in, otherwise it's gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Not everybody can take the trolley. Trolley looked. I'll talk to my buddies that took it in on Saturday, but the line looked nasty after the game.
Yeah.
So
I remember after Qualcomm, after
horrible.
Charger games, it was just like backed up all the way basically to the stadium where that was.
I think I went to I don't know if it was a playoff game, Charger playoff game, I think, where we took the trolley in, and it was the most uncomfortable ride as a kid, just because you're like literally you can't move, you're just smushed in there. Yeah, not ideal.
Especially packing it back out. Everybody's
out.
just like, dude, we got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Let's go. They had trolleys lined up too, so it was like, you know,
Yeah, maybe it thins out quick.
just comparing leaving that game to leaving, you know, a Charger game was obviously day and night. It took, you know, you go out, Friars, hop on the, I think we're whatever, 163 right there. I forget what it was, 805 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And it was super easy, you know, maybe an extra, if there was no traffic, an extra 5 to 10 minutes, which wasn't bad. Whereas like if you're leaving Qualcomm, it was like, I don't know, should we just stay and hang out and fire up the grill again, hang out for another, you know, half hour?
When we went to Monster Jam, it was sold out, so it was completely full. And everybody left like when it was over. Not a lot of, I mean, the game didn't go as planned for San Diego FC, so people were leaving like pretty early.
Yeah.
So I think that thinned it out. But when we were there for Monster Jam, it took us almost an hour to get out of the parking lot.
Okay.
So
yeah, still the same.
Nightmare, yeah.
Still bringing back those Qualcomm Charger memories of leaving
100%.
the game.
Yeah.
It was cool too. It just kind of brought back. It wasn't packed like a Charger game, but you know, you had a few tailgates going on. It was a little bit cooler, colder day, a little bit of rain, but people with their flags, grilling, all that kind of stuff, which was rad. It was kind of like, oh yeah, I forgot about tailgating. That used to be like a Sunday activity.
Yeah. Well, and it was cool that fan experience part outside of the stadium was really cool too.
Yeah.
With like the guy juggling the soccer ball.
Keep it down. I'm gonna get a about that one.
Yeah. No, so there's a guy out there, loud music, DJ, doing some awesome soccer juggling tricks, getting the fans all involved. There were some activities like where, like see how hard you can kick it, see if you can hit a target. There were these really cool, I don't know if you saw the tables where you could sit down and you played like, so you could be like having a drink at the table, but you're kicking a ball under the table and there's like goals behind your feet. So you're trying to kick it past the other person.
Yeah, I've seen that somewhere else too.
Yeah.
That looked super fun.
Yeah.
I was keeping an eye on that table. I was like, ooh, if
Way
they
to
move,
try.
I'm gonna Brewer, let's hop in there. Let's go do that.
I don't even know if his feet would hit the ground. That
I know,
might be
that's why I
unfair.
score all the time. I whoop him. But that looks fun. I want that at my house.
Yeah,
That looks
that's
fun.
pretty cool.
Like a miniature, little glass table. You're looking underneath where your seats, where you're sitting, are the goals.
Yeah. And then there was a beer garden too. I should have taken a picture of what it was, but they had some vodka seltzer things that were delicious. It was like pineapple vodka iced tea seltzer. It was
Pre-made
good.
or
pre-made
also-
in a can.
Okay.
Yeah. And then they had a couple beer options. Yeah, it was rad. We had to leave that spot early. We ran into you a couple times. We ran at that spot, and then as we were in the stadium, but Cam's whole team got to hold the banner out on the field before the game, and a bunch of parents too. But they had to line up kind of early, so we had to go in and get ready for them to do that. So
And that's plenty of time out that fan fest. There was like face painting. There was the bubble lady. There was like the
bubble lady.
shoot on goal. There was like a, what was that other one? Take family pictures, arts and crafts. They had like a little bounce house / soccer field kind of thing going on. The longest line was for spinning the wheel at the Toyota thing.
Yeah.
Everybody wants those.
Wait, gold chain.
The
yeah.
chain with a Toyota logo. So many of those walking around. I was like, oh, I don't know if that's worth it, but I'm sure there's other stuff you could win too.
Makes me want to buy a Sequoia.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe you could win one on that wheel. You put a Sequoia away every time. So yeah, like, I mean, you could hit that whole fan fest in whatever, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It's plenty of time to go there. But you mentioned the soccer guy, the ball,
Juggling guy.
the juggling guy.
Yeah.
That guy is funny.
Yeah.
Very, very impressive. I don't know how you have that much control over the ball. I don't know if like,
Just hours with a ball at your foot.
I guess so. I mean, yeah, that's what the kids are doing now. Just, how many juggles can you do? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
What's your record on juggling, by the way?
Probably like 3, if I had to guess. I'm not the best.
Yeah, me neither. I'm definitely double digits. I think I got up to, I don't know, 15, 17, somewhere in there.
I used to be quite the hacky sacker back in the day, so
Yeah,
I don't
so
know
you could
why.
that could cross
I don't-
over right
yeah,
there.
I'm not sure why that hasn't translated, or maybe it's just reflexes have slowed. Mm-hmm. I've slowed.
And hand-eye coordination, not where it has been.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fun though. We play little juggling games in the backyard. I'll get there one day. One of our friends did. I think she did like 100. Like one of her challenges was 100.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm not quite there yet, but that guy was amazing.
Well, can you do 100 including your back and your head and his shoulder? Like he could hit every different body part.
He would catch it on the flat of his foot.
Yeah.
Like that was like I don't know how you do that. And then he looked like a seal. It was like on his head. He was moving around his nose from ear to ear.
Yeah.
It was very good circus show.
Yep.
It was a highlight. He was the highlight. I forget his name. I'd give him a shout out, but
Yeah, I can't remember now.
yeah. So now we're heading into the stadium. Fan Fest is over. By the way, how did they get on the field? Is it does your soccer club sign up for that, or
I'm not sure.
because you guys are on the field all the time? You're on the field again on Sunday.
Well, that's a Petco Pony Day. So that's an organization, like that's a day where they have a whole bunch of different sports leagues get to go out and get on the field. So like Fallbrook Little League was there. So LCYO is what we do.
This is at the
They were
Padres
there.
game.
Yeah, at the Pottery game.
Yeah.
So that's how we get that. It's a special day, like where they give out.
They just do it
certain amount
one
of tickets.
day per.
No, I think they do a couple of days because there were a few dates to choose from, and there's so many leagues in San Diego that doing it all in one day would be a nightmare. So this one was like a certain amount of teams, leagues, and then they'll have a couple others with different leagues. But that's how we got on that one. So, but for San Diego FC, I'm not sure. I think our team manager is the one that hooked it up. And there's probably just something like if you call there, and there's probably just some way to sign up to hold the banner. They need people to hold the banner. It was cool. It's like the San Diego FC logo in the middle of the field, all the fireworks going off around them. Like it was pretty cool.
It was.
Yeah.
They were out there for a while. Like
they were standing there for a while. I know. And Chelsea said it got heavy. Like once it was unfurled.
Oh yeah.
It was like hard to keep it up, and
it's got to be heavy. Remember those old parachutes? Like it was like that times like
10.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
But it looked cool. Yeah, it was a cool little intro to the game as well. They do what's the ball thing called? We should probably know that.
I don't know. It has something to do with the 13 counties, right?
Yeah.
13 lines.
We gotta find that out.
Yeah, it was cool though. Yeah, they touch the ball, and then all of a sudden the fireworks go off, and yeah, it was rad. And the video was I've seen I think parts of the video, like when they were doing advertising for season tickets and all that. But it's pretty good. It's definitely a goosebump intro to a soccer game. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, they do it they do one at the Soccer's game too, up in Front Wave. And that's pretty cool. And they have a little more history, obviously. So it's like a little bit old school and hoisting up trophies and this and that. But yeah, it's kind of like you get a little bit of that. Remember they used to do the Charger ones, that kind of thing. You're like, oh, dude, that was fun.
Yeah, agreed.
That was fun.
Hype reel.
Yeah, very love a good hype reel. So they're just giving me the Chrome Ball tour. That's not what it was called. But at the beginning, they have their ball. I saw Manny Machado. It's called like the Flow. Is that what it is?
Maybe. I don't know.
We should probably know that now that we're talking about it.
We don't see that part when we're watching on TV. I think they skip it.
They do. They just go right into the game. But they pop it on a pedestal, and then a bunch of fireworks shoot out. Super cool.
Yeah.
And then the game starting. So before the game starts, we're walking around, checking it out, run into you guys.
Yep.
There's so many different like local spots in there, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's Best Pizza and Beer. There's
got it all open here.
Yeah, read them off. Whip them off.
Batch and Box, which I've never been to, but that's a cookie spot in Del Mar.
Did you see that in there? I didn't see where that was.
I didn't see where it was in there either, but it says it's on there. Cali Barbecue, Crack Shack, which is a lot. While everybody's holding the banner, me and 3 parents and 1 kid went to get food and a couple beverages. So they got Crack Shack, and it looked delicious. Looked just like it does at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Empanada Kitchen, Gaglione Brothers, if you like a good cheesesteak. They had Hodads. They had Negahama Sushi, which is, I guess, a Mission Valley sushi spot.
And I did take a picture of that. I was like, this is the first like stadium I've been to that has sushi. I was like, who's getting sushi? And then like as we sat in our seats, there's like dudes walking in front of us with sushi. I was like, oh, okay.
At the Potter game on Sunday, one of the kids said, "Can I get sushi?" And I'm like, "What? We're at a baseball game. You don't want a hot dog? You want sushi?" Anyway, there's Sandbar Sports Bar and Grill, which is a Mission Beach spot. Tarantino, which is gourmet sausages. Shawarma Guys, which used to be, I think, started as a food truck, and then now they have restaurants in La Mesa, Mira Mesa, and South Park. The Taco Stand, obviously Encinitas. I didn't know they had one in La Jolla and North Park. And
I think
also
that was
Oceanside.
I think that was one of the
OG?
OGs, yeah, down there.
There's also 3 food trucks, and I can't find them on here. There's a Mexican seafood food truck. There was one in the middle that I can't remember. And then there's just like a taco shop style food truck.
Out front?
Yeah. Kind of out in the northeast corner of the ballpark or of the stadium. And I've gotten the Mexican food truck a couple times now, and it's legit.
Yeah.
Very, very good. Not quite as expensive as everything else, and it was yummy.
Yeah, I guess everything was quite expensive. I remember every time you go up, it's like, just get one thing.
$40.
Yeah, well, if you're just getting a beer, $20. If you're getting like a sandwich, $20. Everything is like Julie's like, I wonder why my bank didn't flag me for it just keeps saying
knows,
$20,
though.
$20,
Yeah.
$20. I was like, well, it knows you bought the tickets on that same card, right?
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
oh yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah. The drink options are great. I guess there is a lot of beer options, but the bars have cool cocktail options.
Mm-hmm.
I got some like vodka sunrise something or other that was
Ooh,
delicious.
fancy.
Yeah.
Look at you go.
Yeah, it was delicious. I had just had too many beers already, so I wanted to switch it up.
Mix it up. Yeah, there was there's a bunch of cool bar areas. So there was one, I didn't make it up there. We were sitting across the way. We were sitting in section 203 or something.
Mm-hmm.
So the second tier up, right about gold level, which is pretty rad. Good view. You can see the whole thing. On the other side by the big scoreboard, there's a bar right under there. On the opposite side of the stadium, there's it's like they call it the pier, I believe. Did you see that one over there?
Empty.
Yeah, they look empty. I think they had it blocked off. I don't think it was open when we were there.
Okay.
It said something about after party or after game or something like that.
Okay.
But it looked cool. A bunch of seating up there. You're elevated. There's one a pier that goes out. They say it's kind of bouncy like a real. They made it bouncy like a real pier.
Oh yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, they said it's perfectly safe. Don't worry about that. There was the San Diego Wildlife Association like lounge area.
I saw that. Yeah.
And there was a few other cool little viewing spots. So, there's that. I think it's the Dos Equis bar, outside
okay.
one, right in
Yeah.
the middle, right. I guess on the I don't even know what direction that
No,
was.
that'd be like
but,
northeast side
yeah.
too. That's the bar where I got the.
Oh yeah,
cocktail.
they were whipping up. Yeah, that was one of the busiest spot that we saw.
Yeah, it's cool. And I think they had Dos Equis and a couple of different beer options there, but it was mostly
It
cocktails.
was a cocktail
too. Yeah.
spot for sure.
Yeah.
So plenty of options there. Yeah, local beer scenes always on fire. There wasn't as much. So right when we came in, I was starving, so I ended up getting a cart of crack Sando, which is delicious. I mean, you can't really
Tell us
go
about
wrong.
the nachos later.
Oh, I didn't even see the nachos.
They released up top.
Oh, my stand only had. I would have got the nachos. My stand only had sandwiches.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was because then there's another stand.
Yeah.
Do you have to ask for them or what?
No,
What's the secret here?
No, the stand where we got the nachos didn't have sandwiches. So
Oh, okay, so it was
maybe
opposite.
opposite, yeah. But that was up on the third level is
Okay.
where we were at.
Okay, maybe I need to go up there.
No, you didn't. Your seats are down. They got
nachos, dude.
They have it. They've got to have it down below too.
Yeah.
like you shouldn't have to go up to the third level of an area you're not even sitting to get nachos.
Yeah.
Because now even like at Petco, where it used to just be like one spot for Cardiff Crack at Petco, now there's like 5. Like so you can get them everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, they have a bunch of little stands.
Mm-hmm.
They also had like I think Julie got a slice at Best Pizza and Beer. So all the food's good. You know, it's local food. It's not like it's a little different, you know, they got to cook it a little fat, whatever. It's a little different
It's not as good
than as you're going to that place, right? You're actually going to the bar or whatever, or to the restaurant. But I ended up getting like a sculpin or whatever. Nothing fancy. Because they had a few others. They had like a blonde ale, a few other things. I was like, I'm just going to go sculpin.
I found a spot that was mostly AleSmith and Coronado and Carl Strauss, I think maybe. It was like, it's called Locals Only. So it was only local beers. And so one of the ones, I got a Weekend Vibes.
Yeah.
But there was a bunch of other local stuff, which is cool.
I did see that, but after I already had mine. I saw the AleSmith had their own cart right there.
Yeah.
Or not right there, but as you walked around, we did a full lap around the whole thing. It's not that far to walk around.
Yeah.
So it was pretty easy. But yeah, so plenty of good food, good beer, good drinks all around, all local stuff. I love that they tied in all that stuff too. Like it's all, I mean, Petco did it.
Yeah.
Glad they back in the day, it would have been just the hot dogs,
Yeah.
which they have all that too.
Yeah.
They have hot dogs, pretzels, churros,
Yeah.
all that kind
Cotton
of
candy.
standard stuff.
Yep.
Standard stadium fare, which you can't go wrong with that either.
No.
But it's good to have some good grub. And Lincoln had a bite of my tri-tip. He's like, dude, that was so good. So I saved a little for him, and then he ended up getting his own Sando later. It's like, I need one of those. I need one of those.
That's rad.
But the game, not so good. San Diego FC is still sitting right in the middle of the standings. I think in the Western Conference. But the last 3 maybe even at least 3 games, they've given up 3 goals. One thing that I did not like was there was no announcer. So you're trying to figure out what's going on. As you're watching on TV, I know Chucky, I know Andres Dreyer, Valakari. You know, when you're sitting back, you're like, I don't know who has it. I think that's him. I can kind of tell.
Gotta
But
get the numbers quickly. That's the key.
Yeah.
Is the numbers.
yeah.
Or
But-
as soon as you know the number, then you like, okay, he's got red cleats. Okay, he's got.
oh, so you're getting deep.
Wait, I just know like at some point I start remembering at least most of them who they are.
Yeah.
But numbers is what I look at.
Yeah. But there's nothing. There's no.
There's
subs,
no lineup.
There's no
Yeah.
There's no announcers whatsoever.
There's no subs until like the last 10 minutes. of the
Yeah,
game.
but like, okay, when there was that handball,
Mhm.
did you guys know what was going on? I had no idea. Like, I was watching and they were on the opposite side of the field.
I'm sitting with like 40 soccer people.
Yeah.
So all of them started announcing, oh, handball. Like they all.
Well, I must have not been paying attention because I saw the whole game stop. The ref goes to the entire other side of the field,
Oh, to check that. Yeah, that was stupid.
and he's there for like 10 minutes. The game stopped. I'm like, what's going on here? Nothing over the loudspeaker.
Yeah.
I didn't know it until we watched the replay the next day, or not the replay, but the highlights, and finally figured out. Okay,
Low lights.
yeah, I guess that was a handball. But yeah, not the best showing. I was hoping for a nice SD win, go there, have some fun. I mean, the game was super fun, by the way, but
Yeah.
it wasn't. You know, when you go to games, you got to get the win. Like,
Well, the goal near the end of the half by Real Salt Lake City, whatever
yeah,
it was.
Real Salt Lake.
Salt Lake. And then a PK for San Diego to tie it up. And that was exciting.
Yeah.
But then second half was.
Yeah, it's like we're right back in it, dude.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
And then the second half, defensive failure. I don't know if you watched the San Diego keeper, but he was going ballistic.
Yeah, it was
Throwing
fired
his
up.
water bottle down and like talk about not showing up your teammates.
Well, I don't know if he was. I don't know if he was upset about himself or his teammates because I don't know if he was making bad decisions or his team.
His defender failed miserably.
Yeah, which one, McVay or the other dude?
I can't remember which one it was. It was on the
McVay,
right side.
He's been pretty solid.
Yeah. I think it was on the right side. I can't remember now, but one of them failed miserably.
Yeah, he was pissed.
He was very pissed. How about those drums? Are you planning on getting?
Yeah,
into
we'll get
that
into that in a sec.
Okay.
I'm gonna give a little background into the logo, all that kind of stuff. So
Okay.
into SFC. First off, do you like the name
Yeah, I do.
Football Club?
Yeah, I like it more than Real.
Yeah,
It's hard to say.
Real San Diego. Yeah, that doesn't work out. But would you have if they were like, you know, Galaxy or who is the Seattle team that they just played?
I don't know what they are. Aren't they? Are they not football club or United?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
But there's a handful of them that have actual names, right?
Yeah,
You like the FC better?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably my preference.
Standard?
Is Earthquake still a thing?
No,
San Jose?
I don't know.
Oh,
Could
I
be.
mean that was one of the original MLS teams was the San Jose Earthquake, which is just another name, not like a United or
Yeah.
club or whatever. Yeah, maybe.
All right.
Yeah, no, I think they're still a thing. Yeah, they are.
All right. I'm sure we'll play them at some point.
Yeah.
San
Or
Diego.
Sporting. I like it more than Sporting KC.
Yeah, that's horrible.
I don't like the sport.
I would not be.
Sporting
I would
ones.
not be a fan
Or
there.
Sacramento Republic FC. Yeah, I don't know. Some of these are not as I like them. I like San Diego more than what's Columbus? Columbus Crew.
That's all right.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, so there's some
Don't
that
like
are-
Ohio, but
I don't like Ohio.
I'm okay with that name.
What's St. Louis, you think? St. Louis. I think it's St. Louis City SC.
Okay.
So that's like
Yeah.
I don't know.
So yeah. First off, I'm gonna get into their logo here in a second. How I don't like it, but I do have a shirt, and it's just the block logos right over chest. It says San Diego Football Club, nice and clean. I like that look.
Mm-hmm.
We went to the store. I was looking for more gear like that. They didn't really have many. We got at the Chrome Ball tour. They toured around a bunch of cities around here
Yeah.
to check out, or before they launched or before they went live. But all right, San Diego Football Club, the 30th team in Major League Soccer, proudly unveiled its highly anticipated club name, Crest. Who's sitting in that room? Like, how many names? I want to hear the other names that they were going in through there, right? Like,
Yeah.
and then they're like, somebody's like, San Diego Football Club. They're like, that's the one. That's the one. Let's do that.
Intra San Diego.
Yeah. San Diego FC brand identity was created by world-renowned design agency Pupila in collaboration with San Diego-based creative agency The House of. That's kind of a cool name, The House of.
I like that.
Just The House of. That's the end of it right there. Following months of research conducted through focus groups, member surveys, and countless meetings and listening sessions with the San Diego community, that extensive research unearthed 4 principal virtues that define San Diego. Gratitude for this beautiful place we call home. Proud, not loud. Living with quiet and understated confidence. I think that's all right. That's good for SD. Diversity of communities, neighborhoods, experiences, and cultures. State of flow. Performing at a peak level and embracing our unique rhythm of life. Our brand identity has been co-created with our fans and supporters over the past 6 months, said Tom Penn, CEO of San Diego FC. We believe our crest truly reflects the essence and spirit of San Diego. Our club strives to become the epicenter of football excellence and innovation in North America. The crest I'm okay with. Logo, we'll talk about that. So our name, San Diego FC. The community comes first in our club. When we say San Diego, this includes the entire region, including all 18 cities in San Diego County, plus the cross-border communities in Mexico. San Diego has a rich sporting history, deep talent pool, and has long been considered the heart of soccer development in America. That's why I think they're going to do so good there.
Yeah.
We choose to call ourselves a football club since we will be competing on the global stage in the world's game. The term club represents that we are not just a team, not just another franchise. Our club includes our owners, players, employees, partners, fans, and supporters, which we'll talk about here in a sec. Our colors, chrome and azul. Chrome is a symbol of San Diego's spirit of excellence and cutting-edge innovation. Chrome is reflective and dynamic in nature and in effect, as well as a color. Though through chrome, our club reflects the colors of the community shades of yellow, orange, red, and blue. Azul, a dark navy blue, spotlights San Diego's deep connection to the Pacific Ocean and our daily enjoyment of the clear blue sky. A lot of thought goes into this, huh?
Yeah.
They didn't just go, boom, San Diego Football Club.
You get green and yellow.
Silver and blue, that's your colors. Done. Our crest. The heart of our crest is the flow, comprised of 18 lines representing the 18 communities of San Diego County woven into one. The flow symbolizes how we can perform at a peak level while embracing San Diego's unique rhythm of life. San Diego is displayed on the top of the crest in the form of arch, inspired by the iconic neighborhood arches and signs around Greater San Diego. Think Gaslamp, Carlsbad, Encinitas, Chula Vista, etc. The shield shape represents the strength and unity of our community. The chrome finish on the shield reflects the colors of the community in the outer layer of the crest. So but that logo, man, it looks like a volleyball. Do you agree?
Or it looks like, I mean, some of the new soccer balls, like that aren't like a hexagon? Whatever the shape is, that's normal soccer balls.
Yeah.
But some of the new ones have like all those like stripes on them.
Yeah.
So it kind of looks like that soccer ball a little bit.
Yeah.
But you're right. I mean, traditionally that is a volleyball.
The San Diego Volleyball Club. It could go.
Well, if they need to switch, if they ever need to switch it up.
Maybe they're just planning ahead.
Yeah. I mean, with how many handballs there were.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they thought they were playing volleyball.
It could have been. But I don't know. I wanted a hat, but I don't know. Have you seen their SD hats?
I like the SD hat.
Yeah, it's a little more doable.
But nobody knows what it is other than the people in San Diego. Like it's one thing, like you wear a Padre hat to Hawaii. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows that's a Padre hat, like no matter where you are. Same thing, like if you go to Ohio. Do you like Ohio? Is that the spot?
Not a fan.
You go to Ohio, you're wearing a Padre hat and they see the SD, they know what it is. If you wore that SD hat to Ohio or to Hawaii, would they know?
They would know SD, right?
Yeah, but they would think it was like a tourist. Like,
Yeah.
I bought a San Diego hat.
It could be, yeah, out of 7-Eleven that sells like all those hats.
Yeah,
It could definitely be that. It's not distinct.
like it needs an SD and then like football club.
Yeah. Yeah. If they have, that's what I'm saying. Like if they just have that, just the lettering, like if they had that on a hat, I might get that.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of cool. Big block lettering. I would like that. But yeah, it could be South Dakota too.
it could be. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many people represent South Dakota on their head proudly. I mean, who knows? Maybe there are some people.
I'd rep it. I am a South Dakota fan, so. Now it's the war of the states. If you're listening from Ohio, give us a shout out. Say what's up. Hello at livinginsandiego.com.
Mount Rushmore is South Dakota, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I've been there.
same here.
Yeah.
That just for that.
Yep. Me too.
We'll do a full episode on our trip to South Dakota. Just that part of the trip.
It's been a while.
Yeah, same here. We did a road trip when we were kids and went started here, slept somewhere in Colorado. We had family in Minnesota, did Minnesota, obviously South Dakota, like whatever. It was super fun.
Yeah.
Good road trip. But let's talk about the supporters. That was my favorite part of the game. I loved them. I don't know how they have that much energy the whole time.
Dude, I mean, I don't know how much beer they're drinking, but they're burning way more calories
Way
than
more, dude.
It was insane.
Yeah.
Holding the flag for an hour or 2 hours
I mean,
or
okay.
drumming for 2 hours
So what section is that? Is that what
would be the north side of the field.
north side of the field? North side of the pitch?
Yeah.
What's it? We got to go soccer terminology
North side
here.
of the pitch. Yeah. Sorry.
And it's called the supporters section. One of our buddies has tickets there. He says they're relatively affordable.
Mm-hmm.
There's no assigned seating. It looks like you just get a ticket. You go kind of wherever you want in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you go on the outskirts, it's a big section. It's like
It's like the whole, what would be end zone if you're in a
a few
football.
thousand, I would say. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole end zone of the soccer stadium.
The whole box area.
And so as you show up, we were there an hour before, you would say?
Yeah.
Hour. I think right the doors open, hour before. Yeah. So we were right when the doors open, we went in. They already have the drums in there. Playing the drums. Smaller crowd at this point. Supporter section. They're dancing, they're singing.
Mm-hmm.
So you had that hour. Get closer to the game, you start seeing the flags come in, start seeing the chants are coming. Drums still going. I did see one guy walking from the parking lot with drums, and I was like, where's that guy going?
Mm-hmm.
Ended up in the supporter section, I'm assuming. So I guess you could just bring drums in?
I guess.
Unless they store them there or something. I don't know. But
And these aren't little drums either.
oh no.
These are giant.
I mean, they had a whole
bass.
drum ensemble.
Yeah, they did.
They had the whole thing going. But their energy was awesome from an hour before the game to when I left, which is before the end of the game. But
What? You were one of those people.
yeah, we like to get out there, beat the crowds by a little bit. But
They took a very good halftime, which I was
They did.
happy about. And my ears needed a little bit of.
oh no, dude, I loved it. I was jamming the whole time. I wish they were shut down because they were bumping like there's like a DJ or something playing pregame music going throughout the whole stadium. So you hear that music and then you hear the supporter section. They're kind of like clashing a little bit. I wish they could
Tie
play the
it
same
in.
songs together.
Yeah.
Yeah. But do you know what chants they were singing there? Songs, chants. I don't know. I was
No,
trying
there's
to.
a list. So one of let's see if I can find it.
Yeah.
One of the parents on Cam's team they're season ticket holders, and so they were. She was sending a whole bunch of information before the game, to get everybody ready. Let's see if I can find. Well, first of all, to get on the field, they couldn't wear anything that wasn't Adidas.
Yeah.
So like they were trying to figure that part out.
That's so funny because like nobody gets see down onto the field.
No.
Like, I mean, I guess if it was on a shirt or something on the camera, yeah. But like shoes or who cares?
Yeah. I'm trying to find it.
Okay, he's gonna find the songs, but the supporters were maniacs the entire time, yelling, singing, dancing. It looks like they had a leader, kind of like keeping them, like a conductor, I guess.
Yeah.
And the entire time, like, so let's call it 3 hours minus the halftime where everybody went out. And it was just constant music, song, dance, flag waving. Even I'd assume they would get a little quieter as, you know, as most, let's say at a Charger game, Chargers are losing by 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. It gets a little quiet at the stadium.
Yeah, 100%.
These guys are just rocking the entire time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was trying to figure out, I was going to try to Shazam their songs, but I don't know if it was going to come through.
This is, well, maybe I'll post this as a link after we drop this podcast so everybody can see it. But there's literally an SDFC chants. What am I on? YouTube channel. So it says, of course, it's all in Spanish. So I don't know what all these mean, but there's La Famosa, there's El Carnaval, Dala con todo, Yomi Inam. I don't know.
How's your Spanish, bud?
Yeah, not great. There's an oi 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 one. SD, give it all you got.
Oh, that's the one I did hear a lot.
Yeah. La Uno. So there's a whole bunch. There's America's Finest City. We Are San Diego Football Club. I think we heard a bunch too. Yeah. But I'll post this because it's pretty cool. Has videos of all of them.
All right. Post it on the Livin in San Diego.
We'll do.
Instagram channel. So go follow that if you guys want to see that. We'll pop it up there today. Well, today, Thursday, it'll drop. So we'll drop it on the day this drops so you guys could see the songs. But I definitely want to go to the supporter section one time.
By yourself?
Yeah, not with the family.
Kids.
No. Because
Chelsea would say, heck no.
Yeah, our buddy was there. One of the Brewers' buddies. So his dad. They have supporter tickets, like I said. He was there with his kid, and they ran into him out in the, at halftime or whatever. Julian Brewer. And he's like, the little guy, he's like, I don't like it down there, basically. Even though they were on the outsides, they weren't in the middle. So yeah, maybe not with the kids, but I'll go with the dad at some point.
Yeah.
We'll go have fun.
Yeah.
Take our shirts off, spinning them around, like yelling the whole time. Hopefully at that point, it could be a little more energy because we're winning, like that'd be super fun.
When they were down 3-1 and essentially the game's over, that all of the kids in our group made it their goal to get on the on the Jumbotron. And so they were doing the same thing. They're taking their shirts off and spinning them, and they're chanting and dancing. And finally, like, we're all like hoping at least something positive comes up. As long as they get on the screen, everything will be fine.
Yeah.
Nobody will care that they lost. Nobody will. That's all they'll remember. And sure enough, they got on the screen with like 5 minutes left. So
there you go.
It was great.
Goals. That was Lincoln's goal too. He got on the screen. They got on the screen before, as they were doing pregame and stuff.
Oh,
so
right.
they were excited about that. They were dancing the supporters. Every time they'd show, they probably were dancing for like half hour, and then another group showed up behind us, and then we had a little bigger group. So they had kids too dancing, and then they finally got on. So
nice.
Just needed a few more kids in there.
Yep.
But all in all, awesome time. Snapdragon, well worth the trip.
Super
like
fun.
you said, we'll do a report back on the SDSU game. I kind of want to do, I think my buddy has a suite. That'd be the way to do it for that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at suites for, I think it was for an FC game. It was not cheap.
Yeah. I can imagine.
Yeah. But anyways, a 3-1 loss. So no bueno. But they dropped to mid. They were at like ranked 3 or 4. Now they're like 7 out of 15. So right in the middle of the pack. I don't know how playoffs work for MLS, but we'll find out. Playing again this weekend. I think we got a 7:30 game. Something like that. But all right. We'll report back next week. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hello at Livin in San Diego. And we'll catch you all on the next episode.
Until we get sipping our local IPA. Welcome to the city built for leisure and play. 'Cause we're living.